Hi, my name is Jennifer Bills. I'm one of the Pediatric Nurse Practitioners at Mercer Health, and I do a lot of work with kids and teens that have some types of anxiety and depression worries. So I thought I'd take a couple minutes here and share two strategies that you guys can use at home or when you're outside to kind of help settle that mind down a little bit. We know that this is a really different time than what we're all used to. And sometimes when our lives suddenly change, it can cause worry, stress, and even anxiety when we're not used to sudden, abrupt changes. So when these emotions start to take over, kids, teens, and even adults can start getting headaches. You can get some muscle aches, specifically through your neck. We get upset tummies. Our hearts can beat really fast. Sometimes you can get sweaty hands, and you can have trouble sleeping, falling asleep, or staying asleep. And also, you can have trouble concentrating, whether that be on schoolwork, and now that you're out of your routine of going into school every day, you can have even more trouble concentrating on that schoolwork at home, and also trouble concentrating on getting your house chores done, or maybe even maintaining some friendships since you don't get to see everybody face to face on a daily basis here. But the good news is that we all have the power to stop that worry cycle and kind of have a redo in our brains. So one of my absolute favorite tricks and activities that kids, teens, and even adults find to be very useful is about grounding that mind. So when we start to worry, sometimes our mind starts to kind of spiral and it's very difficult to pull yourself out. But when you have a worry, if we can stop and reground, that helps break the cycle. So we're going to use something called the 5 senses. So we stop and we're going to practice. I'm going to take a big, slow inhale through my nose. Exhale through the mouth, and I'm going to stop and look for 5 things that I can see. So we're going to use our sight, and you want to actually name those things in your head. So I see the sun. I see my puppy laying on the couch. Go through and name 5 things. You can say them out loud, or you can go ahead and just say them to yourself in your mind. And then the next sense is feel. Name 4 things that you can feel. It doesn't have to be just with your hands. It can be, I feel the sweater touching my arms. I feel my feet hitting the gravel when I walk. I feel the wind blowing on my face. So you're gonna name 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you can hear. So you have to maybe be creative. I can hear my dishwasher right now. I can hear a car going by. Maybe if you're outside, you hear some birds chirping. Then you're gonna name 2 things that you can smell. And the last one is 1 thing that you can taste. And the idea is when we use all 5 senses, it kind of stops that worry part in our brain and makes us kind of get in tune with ourselves. So that's called the 5 senses, and it's good for all ages. You can do it outside, like I said, so it's really fun if you're on a little nature walk or walking around your town to kind of tap into different feelings and sense experiences that you may feel outside than what you can feel inside. Then the last thing, or the second strategy, is learning how to take deep breaths that are really effective. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit up nice and tall, roll our shoulders up, back, and down, and you're gonna try to make yourself nice and straight there and sit as tall as you can. Now we're gonna inhale through our nose, and while we're inhaling, I want you to push your belly out. Okay, so we're not gonna go, because what that does is it puts more tension here and it kind of scrunches our lungs nice and tight. So we're gonna up, back, and down, inhale through the nose, push the belly out. And then as we exhale, we're gonna pull the belly in. Okay, so inhale, exhale. So notice my shoulders don't do a lot of moving. I'm doing what's called belly breathing. And what we're doing when we inhale is we're allowing that diaphragm to kind of drop and make our lungs as big as they can. And then when we exhale, then we're pulling the belly in, making our ab muscles nice and tight. and pushing that air out. You want to do nice and slow. So sometimes the younger kids like to actually trace their hands. We're going to inhale up our mountain, pause, exhale down. And you would repeat, I call it take 5. You would repeat all 5 fingers, and then if you're still kind of feeling tense, you can take another 5 and repeat that until you feel calm. And so those are just 2 quick strategies that anybody can use at home or outside to kind of reground. The breathing is really good to do right before bed, kind of calms the mind down, and they're good for all ages. So take some time for yourself right now, relax, and know that we're all in this together. Thanks.